Red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. And now it's second down. Well, when we have a second, I want to revisit our MVP discussion that we've had the last couple of weeks, because obviously Carson Wentz was a candidate, but he goes down with a knee injury, so 13 games on his resume. Not that he's worried about this, but for our sake, is he still a candidate for MVP?
I think that he still is, but now he's almost at the mercy of what happens around him. And what I mean by that is 13 games is enough. There's plenty of body of work there. But if Tom Brady continues to go off and New England goes in as the #1 seed in the playoffs, you know, that bolsters his case, of course. Antonio Brown from the Pittsburgh Steelers, a wide receiver, starting to get a lot of buzz now as being an MVP candidate. Russell Wilson's hit, you know, his chances took a little bit of a hit last week in the loss to Jacksonville. But what might help Wentz more than anything, partner, is if Philadelphia loses some games now without him. That shows just how valuable he is. They don't want it. He doesn't want it. But that may demonstrate his MVP qualities.
But Antonio Brown creeping in over 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On second down, McCaffrey. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Gano's kick is right through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And that'll bring up second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And hello, I guess Larry's halftime show is buttoned through. And we are moving on and ready to go for the third quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On second down, Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. 23 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Going for the deep ball. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and it's a second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Come on now. Come on now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4.
20. Come on now.
They will go for it. Now Newton escaping the punt. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Brooks Reed in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. Bust through the tackle. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. In motion left goes Jones. Freeman again. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And a big hit at the end of that one. He's knocked down hard at the 15-yard line. Trying to get the edge there. The defense just too quick to the ball.
That's what we call total team defense there. Can't get to the edge, no place to move it inside, and then allows everyone else to run to the ball and create a big-time tackle for no gain for the offense.
So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
We've been together a little while now, partner. How often do we actually describe tight ends as nifty? Because that's what I think of when I see Greg Olsen on the field. His ability to run routes, create space and separation, and make those catches downfield.
Sure consistent. The numbers the last couple years almost identical, and both over 1,000 yards. And that's going to be caught by Funchess for a Carolina touchdown. Devin Funchess, 35 yards. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. So they're going to go for 2. Newton now to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Gano out to kick this one away. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Freeman again, a first down carry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
On second down, here's Ryan. It's caught by Coleman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Slot man moves right. And the play clock's running down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
To throw on second down, Ryan completes it to Coleman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. It's Freeman. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. The slot man in motion right. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Gabriel, the man in motion. On 3rd down. That's Freeman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is a 26-yard attempt. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
And the Panthers coming out now. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
He's back to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the approach.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Leroy Reynolds in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Room here to run. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Back to throw. Forced out to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. He'll look to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now it's Newton. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks at the 2-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Well, no doubt an electrifying finish to have it down inside the 10-yard line. That final shot, though, they couldn't get it in the end zone, and that's all she wrote.
And they had the final shot. The last snap taken that close to the end zone. They don't get it in, so they'll regret that. But flip it over, making a stand in that portion of the field, congratulations to them.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte.